A rapper's career is about as unpredictable as the music industry itself. Thanks to platforms like SoundCloud and TikTok, these past few years we've seen thousands of new artists blow up seemingly overnight. However, with the rap scene so saturated now and more music being released today than ever before, just as fast as these artists rise is a lot of times just as fast as they fall. While for some the fall from grace is rather quiet, disappearing off the grid or back to the farm, as we're about to see for others though, it's often quite difficult to accept this inevitable fate, leading to them doing whatever they can to pay their bills.
I just want to ask a question. Are you Young Joc?
Can you turn around?
I mean, I think y'all put that boy together, yeah.
Oh, so you must have fell off or something like.
1111, shout out to you. I wish you many monies for many moons.
Today, you always hear discussion about if a rapper fell off or why a rapper fell off. However, nobody ever talks about what happens after a rapper's career declines and the spotlight fades. Making a living as a successful musician here in 2024 is honestly extremely hard, and I applaud anybody who's able to pull it off. With that being said, the point of this video is not to expose or necessarily call out any of these artists. All good things have to come to an end, and there's really nothing wrong with working a quote normal 9 to 5 and making money legally to pay your bills. So while it is easy to clown and laugh at these no longer popular rappers such as Young Joc, who is out here driving for rideshare apps, along with also appearing on the VH1 show Love and Hip Hop, usually another sign you fell off, I actually respect that way more though than some of these guys like Smoke Burp or YB and Namir, who, as we'll see in a second, have resorted to scamming what little fans they have left.
Scammed by YB and Namir for $2,000. He basically agreed like he was gonna pay me my money back. I was gonna be the first one to get my money back once he gets paid or once he gets money in. He was waiting for that, never got no response, so pretty much that's the dud, like charge it to the game.
The lavish lifestyle of a famous rapper appears to be filled with million-dollar record contracts, mansions, chains, watches, girls, and designer clothes. However, the truth is nothing lasts forever. But before we take a look at the true life of a former artist and the constant struggle to maintain that rich rapper image despite up to their knees in pack taxes like Lil Pump, first I gotta tell you about this fun game I've been playing. Winter is the best time to cozy up at home with a mobile game you can really immerse yourself in, and I think I found that perfect game. This hit mobile hero collection RPG played by over 80 million players around the world is not only completely free to play, but also includes over 800 unique champions to collect and customize before taking on bosses on the battlefield. The graphics are honestly really good, with console quality details right on your mobile device. If you're into collecting characters and simply having a great time with beautiful gameplay, be sure to hit the link in the description or scan this QR code on screen to download Raid Shadow Legends today. As we enter the middle of winter, Raid has no shortage of icy cold champions to add to your squad. My favorite's gotta be Warlum Frostking, not just because he looks super cool, but also because he is great for early and mid-game players in need of extra help in the arena. Or there's Sir Nicholas of the Sacred Order. As a Void legendary champion, Sir Nicholas is already top tier, with his skill multipliers allowing him to hit extremely hard, as well as with his secondary skill of placing a valuable shield based on damage dealt. But along with these awesome characters, Raid is also here with a massive present for the holidays. The Cursed City is one of Raid's biggest features since the Doom Tower, with 100 stages to complete, including some where you'll need to take on 2 bosses at the same time. If you haven't started playing Raid Shadow Legends yet, then what are you waiting for? If you click my link in the description or scan my QR code, you'll also receive 2 epic champions only available via my link. The first is Lightsworn, a strong epic champion, and the second is Epic Juliana after reaching level 15. Once you're in and crushing enemies, come find me under the username 1111 with 3 N's. You can then join my clan and I'll catch you guys on the battlefield. Seeing as the fact that rappers have the biggest egos and most simply couldn't let people see them out working a 9 to 5, this raises the question, what do rappers do after they fall off? Well, in order to answer that, it's important for us to first define what it actually means to, quote, fall off, because there's definitely levels to it. According to the Urban Dictionary, to fall off in rap music means to fall off the radar either due to not releasing any material, releasing crap, or selling out. Today, a lot of fans will tell you that guys like DaBaby, Chance the Rapper, or Roddy Ricch fell off. However, while yes, I would agree they've decreased in popularity as evident through their recent album sales, they're still raking in millions of dollars each year from the massive hits in their catalog and from still playing shows around the world.
Hey yo, what happened to your leg?
I was at the top and I fell off.
With currently over 26 million monthly listeners, DaBaby is definitely not stressing. With a certified diamond record, I can guarantee you that Roddy Ricch will not be driving for Uber anytime soon.
What, man, so when we talk about feed the streets, this dude got a full diamond fork, knife, and napkin, and the fork.
The same also goes for an artist like B.O.B., who besides his flat earth theory, no one has honestly heard about in a decade. But yet with smash hits like Airplanes, Headband, Nothing on You, Strange Clouds, and Magic, I can assure you he's doing just fine financially. Soulja Boy, despite his music career in the dumps, is still raking it in from his iconic hits.
So that number, it was like a subscription, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could text it or call it, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably making like $100,000 a month off of that, just people calling that number.
Even these rappers with only one hit to their name, such as Sheck Wes or CJ, who I've both already covered, they could literally be set for life off Mo Bamba and Whoopty if they've managed their money well. Those were two massively successful mainstream hits. So while it's not like you'll catch DaBaby out serving chicken at your local fast food spot, you may however spot a much smaller artist such as Icy Twat, who is called out for working at Bojangles. Again though, there's nothing wrong with grinding and getting paid, especially when you consider just how little artists actually make from streaming revenue. To give you a better idea, Spotify pays an average of only $0.003 to $0.005 per stream, which while that makes it one of the highest paying streaming platforms, that still isn't even a penny. For example, here's Pro Era member Desi Hines' 2023 Spotify stats. After working closely with Joey Badass in the past, Desi has kinda disappeared these past few years. With a total of 550,000 streams in 2023, if we do the math real quick, that's only about $2,000. Yeah, there's still Apple Music and the other streaming sites too, but I think you get the point. Where artists bring in the biggest percentage of their income is through ticket sales and merchandise. But at the same time, if you're a rapper who fell off like Smoke Perp, nobody will want to come to your shows or buy your merch. Which then leads to clips like this that go viral for the wrong reasons, only fueling that fallen off narrative even more. The moment you sign to a record label, you no longer own your music, and they are now taking huge cuts out of your profit. Despite these multi-million-dollar advances we see from labels that are extremely tempting to young rappers, the music industry is a very easy trap to get sucked into.
Here's what motherfuckers don't understand about labels. You're taking their money. You're not gonna make a cent until everything you do pays them back that $10 million.
Typically, when a rapper signs a record contract, they are given a budget in the form of an advance payment. This advance can be millions of dollars. However, it is not free money, but rather a loan that the label expects to recoup in revenue brought in from the artist, with the intent to pay for everything an artist needs to create their album, including general living expenses, studio time, music videos, etc. In many cases, though, these young rappers don't budget at all and instead get carried away blowing their money on cars and jewelry, basically living like rock stars. But then the problem comes when they finally do finish their album and hand it over to the label for release, only to watch the sales come back much lower than expected. Thus, they refuse to spend more money on your promotion. When this happens, management will also likely pull back on the number of releases you can drop if your new songs are consistently flopping. And as we've seen on countless occasions, this leads to even more tension from artists who've been shelved by their labels.
When everybody said, oh, my record label's controlling me and I can't get out of this deal, bro, the record label's sitting back like, wait a minute, you didn't do anything. Your shit flopped. The $10 million we gave you was for you to make a dope project that wasn't gonna flop. You already broke your contract, so now you think we're gonna let you go away and just get out of this deal while still owing us money? No!
Eventually though, labels will decide they no longer want to work with an artist and then drop them. And while artists still have some money coming in from their past catalog, usually at this point it's nowhere near enough to fund that lavish lifestyle they had been living. You'll often hear rappers claim that it was their decision to go independent, which while that could be part of it, at the same time these major labels hold the power and influence in the industry, and if we're being honest, if they really wanted you, they would have dropped a bigger bag.
One thing y'all gotta know is now, your boy is independent, bruh. I'm fully independent, just me. You feel me? I ain't get dropped by my label, no crazy shit, nothing like that.
Basically, me and my label, we just weren't seeing like eye to eye and shit, so they finally let me go after a long time.
Meanwhile, this whole time, all the bills these rappers had been putting off have also been quickly adding up. The rent on their new condo is due, the lease payment for that new sports car, lawyer fees, accountant fees, and then of course we can't forget taxes. Today, given how easy it is to record yourself straight from your bedroom, we've seen thousands of new artists blow up off 1 or 2 songs on SoundCloud or TikTok. However, with the music industry now more saturated than ever, it's time to answer the question, what happens after their 15 minutes of fame is up? There are 2 different routes a rapper can go once they have truly fallen off. Route 1 is to deny the fact that they fell off and continue with their career as if nothing happened, or Route 2 is to accept that they had a good run and peacefully depart onto something new. Let's start with the first one. While there's nothing wrong with continuing to make music because you simply love making it, and for the fans who still listen, whether that be a million or a few hundred, however, there are a few clear signs that a rapper's career has rapidly declined.
Pay all this money to just come here and stand like this. Y'all look weird as shit. Turn the f up. You are not too cool to jump. Turn the f up.
Along with significantly low album sales and streams will also come a significant decrease in the size of crowds at their shows. One of the best ways to judge an artist's true popularity is through physical ticket sales, because an artist like Smokepurpp can have 4 million followers on Instagram, but how many people will really come to his show? For this reason, you'll often see struggling artists instead shift their focus to overseas fans and try and rake in some money there while they still can. Since they typically only perform there once every few years, the venues sell out, which while that's great and fans seem to enjoy the performances, you just have to remember that an artist like Icy Narco, who is posting and flexing about his sold-out dates in France, couldn't even sell half the amount of tickets here in America. So then you'll begin to see them take smaller bookings such as frat parties and birthday events. In an effort to stay relevant, another tactic these falling rappers try is to hop on whatever wave and sound is currently trending at the moment, such as Smokepurpp clearly biting Yeet.
I had to leave that little bitch alone. It was for the better. Popping them Percocets and it's when I'm alone. It's for the better.
But while some artists stay and milk whatever last dollar they can out of their music career, others instead choose to leave on a more peaceful note. One of the rare cases where a former rapper becomes even more popular in the music space after rapping is Joe Budden, who following a total of 8 albums decided to officially retire in 2018 to focus solely on his new career as a podcast host. The same goes with Trinidad James, who after blowing up with his debut hit All Gold Everything was later dropped by his label in 2014. But now, along with landing a few acting roles, Trinidad James is also a host of the Full Size Run podcast on Complex.
I just feel that if niggas was gonna stop me from doing my thing in the game, they would have been stopped me. And if you were gonna kill me, you should have killed me 5 years ago.
Once one of the hottest rappers out thanks to his smash Billboard #1, This Is Why I'm Hot, following just his second album, Mims chose to put the mic down and move into the technology field. A few years later, launching this new app called Recordgram with the goal to help artists and producers contact each other with no unnecessary middlemen. Along with opening up his own restaurant in Houston and winning the Good Morning America title for Ultimate Burger Spot, former rapper Bun B has also been teaching a hip-hop and religious course at Rice University since 2011.
This class, Religion and Hip Hop Culture, offers an opportunity to explore the connections between religion and hip-hop in ways that open us to seeing our world differently.
Ice Ice Baby rapper Vanilla Ice has been buying and flipping lakefront properties in South Florida for the past 15 years, even landing a show on HGTV called The Vanilla Ice Project, which ran for a successful 9 straight seasons. Khalees, the rapper behind the 2003 smash Milkshake, has since moved on to a farm where she's apparently found liberation with the 30-plus animals she cares for, while also still collecting checks from the countless movies and shows her song is featured in, such as Dodgeball and Mean Girls. Although Lil Xan, best known for his SoundCloud hit Betrayed back in 2017, still puts out music every few months, it's also great to see that despite his fall in the music scene, Lil Xan has turned his life around and is now completely sober.
I've been sober now for a year and I believe 6 months.
Wow, that's dope.
But while not every former rapper is smart enough to develop an app like Mims, nor do I see them having the patience to care for a farm, how do these other rappers make money? Often with criminal backgrounds and covered in face tattoos, it can be hard for rappers to land regular jobs after their music career fizzles out. So instead, one of the most common and easiest bags you'll see an artist desperate for money take is to begin posting promo all over social media. From posting and tagging clothing brands such as Fashion Nova, for example, to spamming reposts and hundreds of advertisements on their stories every single hour. Then you get artists like Smokepurpp, who after I was curious about how much he's charging for a feature these days, basically started begging me to buy one in my DMs. Now, to be honest, I actually like a lot of Smokepurpp's music and probably would have really tried to work with him for a verse. That is, if I hadn't seen the numerous posts and videos about the nightmare that ensues securing a Purpp feature.
Anyways, we go back and forth. We agreed on him sending me just the vocals separately. He never sends them.
And who knows how many of these other SoundCloud rappers are out here scamming what used to be their loyal fans just for a few $100. Fans agree to pay these rappers to hop on their song and send them the money, only to be ghosted by them and never hear anything back. However, there's definitely other ways these rappers get money too. Driving for Uber Eats and DoorDash is actually pretty common, especially since these rappers don't have to show their face delivering food, along with some also becoming truck drivers such as former Houston rapper Lil Troy. Working like this allows them to avoid getting called out such as Young Jock and Roscoe Dash have been, both of them going viral after multiple people claim to see them driving for Uber and Lyft.
As an entrepreneur, it's important to have multiple sources of income. The Lyft is no exception to creating multiple sources of income. There's nothing wrong with driving Lyft.
Working for call centers or remote jobs from home is another frequent route many go to avoid showing their face. Because while again there's nothing wrong with working at Walmart, as we saw with this post that went viral last year allegedly showing Ugly God working there, despite Ugly God himself saying it was Photoshop, the picture spread all over social media as fans got a good laugh, many believing that his rap money had truly dried out. Similar to Bun B, some rappers try and get into the food and restaurant business such as Blueface with his soul food spot Blues Fish and Soul, or another SoundCloud rapper Comethazine who owns multiple Subway locations.
I be smoked that. I still got ice and shit, but like I got a couple businesses already.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Dang, you got 2 Subways already?
Mm-hmm.
That's very impressive. And you're 20.
Didn't fire nobody. Shit's still working itself, you feel me?
You'll also see some artists go back to college or finish getting their degree online. Some like Designer rent different properties out that they own. Some like Blueface, Lil Pump, or the Island Boys go the OF route. Some like Fetty Wap go back to making money in the streets. Or some continue to work behind the scenes in the industry, ghostwriting or producing. Then you'll get a rare case like T Grizzly, who after beginning to stream on Twitch now claims to make over $200K a month just playing GTA.
So what I did was I created a server, a Grand Theft Auto server. I get paid from the server because you got to pay to get in. I stream it on Twitch, right? I get paid from Twitch. I take the Twitch videos that I already streamed, put it on YouTube, get paid from YouTube. Shit turns to down there $50 a week.
But another very common and easy bag a lot of these guys take is signing up for Cameo, the website where you can pay celebrities to send you custom videos. So for example, you could pay Riff Raff $100 to send you a personalized video for any occasion, which I actually went ahead and did, and it's about exactly what I expected.
1111, shout out to you. I wish you many monies for many moons. Dan Tony on the wings. From me and Holly, you know it's all about how you feeling. Cause how you feeling, yeah, right mama? How you feeling determines how your day's gonna go and how you're gonna be treating others. If you're sleepy, you're gonna be sleepy. Dan Tony, wings.
Money well spent if you ask me. The journey of a rapper who has fallen off is about so much more than just reclaiming their lost fame. While some are lucky enough to sit back and enjoy their passive income, for others it's about rediscovering themselves and embracing change for a new life outside of music. Because one thing's for sure, although the music stops, the story keeps going. And again, don't forget to check out my Raid Shadow Legends link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane free bonuses like new players and an epic champion.